Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear viewers and listeners. Coming with the topic of literary devices. The first literary device which I would like to share information about is alliteration. You can note down the correct spellings of alliteration because I will be telling you about its meaning, about its purpose, about its usage, and how it is commonly used in our daily lives. But since we don't know about it, we sometimes ignore it. Now let's look at the definition. It is basically a literary device, and in alliteration, the words which are close together in a sentence or phrase, they start with the same sound. And in our daily life, several names have been named following the rule of alliteration. For example, Coca-Cola. You see, the first Coca starts with C, the second Cola starts with C. Dunkin' Donuts. Dunkin' starts with D, Donuts starts with D. So there is the usage of alliteration even by advertising companies in order to attract customers, in order to make their names more memorable and lasting impression they leave onto the reader's mind. So my dear students, alliteration is something that has been used, is used in our daily life, even in telephone numbers, in vehicles numbers. We want to have repetitive number because it helps it memorable. Now there are several purposes of using this device. Just as I have told you, the first purpose is to create rhythm. Rhythm means symmetry, and there is decorum, there is symmetry, there is smoothness, there is no hurdle. You can say triple three, triple zero, tetra four. For example, these repetitive numbers, they make their number more useful, but I will be talking about alliteration more in the context of English language. And the second purpose is to put stress or emphasis upon certain things. They make words or text or slogans more memorable and effective. When you are making the heading of a magazine article, when you are trying to make a catchy heading of a newspaper article, so the technique which you are supposed to use is the use of alliteration. It means that you have to make it repetitive. The first letter should be the same in the whole phrase, and it makes your headings catchy. It makes your headings memorable and attractive. Now there are several examples of alliteration which I have presented before you. For example, she sells seashells by the seashore. You see, I myself, a bit of stammering came in my tongue when I uttered this because there was so much repetition of s and sh. There was so much repetition of these two sounds in this sentence. Then towering tall trees. This repetition will make it memorable for you, and you can easily create a positive impression upon the examiner that you have used alliteration, and without using difficult vocabulary, you can create a doubly impressive effect upon the examiner's mind. Busy bees buzzed boldly. Sizzling summer sunshine. You can invent alliterated combinations of synonyms and adjectives and nouns and verbs and adverbs even on your own. And these are far more effective than difficult vocabulary, even in a descriptive essay. In a descriptive essay, the video which I made, the sample essay which I shared with you, if you don't have time, please watch it now and see that how the student who got full marks in that essay by the Cambridge examiner, he had used these alliterated combinations in his essay. So this is a wonderful technique. 5 fearless firefighters. Fluttering feathers fell freely. Bright blue butterflies. Happy hippos hopped home. So you see, this is just a motivation for you to work upon similar kind of phrases in your daily routine, and you can even work upon alliterated synonyms. For example, the word is sweet. So you can say sweet and soothing effect was created by the voice of this singer. So this will create a wonderful impression. Your sentence structure will have variety. It will start with an adjective and it will have the combination of alliteration. The examiner will be really impressed when you will use this technique. fast and furious, bright and brilliant, calm and composed, divine and dazzling, vivid and vibrant. So you see alliterated synonyms, quiet and quaint, happy and harmonious, genuine and gentle, dull and dismal. These are the synonyms of sad. So, my dear students, if you want to be distinct and unique, you should start working upon alliterated synonyms. Make a list of all the emotions that human beings have. They are happy, they are sad, they are angry, they speak loudly, they shout, they cry, they weep bitterly, and make alliterated combinations of their synonyms, and you will create wonders in your exams. Remember to use this technique in your writing paper, in your narrative essay, in your descriptive essay specifically. To improve your writing abilities, remember to use alliterated synonyms in the form of synonyms. This will create lot of positive impression, and I hope you would like this video and share it. Also remember to subscribe the channel so that the coming videos related to literary devices can be watched by you easily. Stay blessed. Allah Hafiz.